Talk a little bit about what you've seen, the transformation that's happened.
It's been incredible, to be honest. It almost feels like all the previous fights have been a preparation for this one. They were there for us to get everything right. And now, for the first time, everything has gone absolutely perfect. From his meal plans, his diet, his training, his sparring, everything. Literally, no stone has been left unturned. And everything has gone very, very smooth. So August 26th, there's going to be a very scary animal in that ring with Floyd.
What have you seen as the biggest areas of growth? Is it just his striking? Is it the mental game? We're looking at, he's going in there as a sport as boxing. He's not going to be using his jiu-jitsu. He's not going to be using his kicking. But what have you seen as the biggest areas of where he's grown during this process?
Well, everywhere, to be honest. Obviously his confidence, he always was a confident man. But, when you capture 2 UFC world titles, something that hasn't been achieved before, that takes your confidence to the next level. Because now you've got real proof that what you believed in fact, is the truth. So, of course, his confidence is at the all-time high. His preparation as well. You're figuring out, you're getting to know your body as you're training, as you're just coming up as a fighter. Now, he knows his body. He knows everything the way he feels, the way he should be feeling. The training has been tremendous as well. It's a constant evolution. This is what it's all about. Cars, computers, everything. Nothing, stays in the same place. Everything has, moved forward, and we're always moving with times. And I feel that that's going to be the biggest advantage that Conor will have over Floyd. If you look at boxing, it hasn't changed much. They're still, doing the same way they did things back 50 years back. And if you look at Ferrari 50 years ago, it was a great car, and it's still a good car nowadays, but it can't compete with the cars of today. And this is exactly what's going to happen. Floyd is the Ferrari of 50 years ago, and Conor is the most modern Ferrari of today.
I think, too, when you look at what you guys typically have to do to go into an MMA fight, there's so many areas where you guys plan for stuff. So I think you guys are used to working great strategies. Do you think that background and having to dive so far into the strategy side of things for a typical MMA match, do you think that's going to be to the benefit of your team?
Absolutely, and to be honest, it's much easier to come up with a strategy for a boxing fight. You have to worry about a lot less things. There's no grappling, there's no wrestling, there's no kicks, no elbows. You just have to worry about hands, and hands has always been Conor's greatest weapon. So now he's in a position where the other person is only allowed to use the same thing as Conor, which is his greatest weapon. So I feel he's in a very, very good position here. Whatever people say about MMA fighters not being able to fight in boxing, that might be true about some MMA fighters, but Conor is a very different fighter. He is a very unique fighter. Every single person has said before that he wouldn't be able to do this and that and the other, but he has achieved all those things. And I feel it's going to be no different August 26th.
As a team or individually, did you guys watch Mayweather's workout yesterday? And did you guys look at the footage? Were there things you were able to kind of glean from that? And what did you guys think of what you saw from yesterday?
Yeah, we looked at it, absolutely. But, look at Conor's workout today. That was a fight. Look, in fact, that was a way higher pace than any fight you would ever see. How many shots he was throwing every round. He was only taking a minute break, just exactly like it would be on the fight. And then look at Floyd's workout. He stops all the time. He talks his way out of fatigue. When he starts getting a little bit tired, he starts talking to the people, change the music or do this or do that. It is a smart way maybe to talk his way out of, as being seen fatigued. But, as someone that has experience in that field, I can see through that. I can see exactly why he is doing that. So after watching them two, it gives me even more confidence now that Conor, in fact, will knock Floyd Mayweather out.
And on the opposite side of that, Mayweather yesterday is saying that it's almost a win for Conor if he could just make it to a decision. But you guys are of the mindset it's a knockout, it's a guaranteed knockout. Is that what you guys are?
Absolutely. Look at Conor's fights. There's not many decisions there. He's been to a decision twice. Once on one leg with no ACL, and then another time. So, of course, we want a knockout. We're expecting a knockout. Now, in a boxing fight, he's going to have nowhere to hide Mayweather. So Conor will find him, he will catch him. And now with the glove change, if it happens, if the gloves are in fact going to be 8 ounces, this is going to backfire on Floyd. He messed up a few times, I feel, in this fight. First with the weight, he asked for 154 pounds, but that was due to the fact he wanted 10-ounce gloves. That's the only reason he wanted 154 pounds. And I feel the glove thing was a bluff, but that might have backfired on Floyd. And what if the gloves are 8 ounces now?
Do you guys believe, because it is, I believe, supposed to go to the commission where they're going to talk about, do you guys think that there is a possibility that it actually could?
I mean, if they will, the argument will be, Conor wants 8 ounces, and Floyd said he wants 8 ounces, so why not? They're the ones fighting, it's not the commission that's fighting. So if the two fighters agree to fight and then 8 ounces, then why not?
And if it's at 8 ounces, you guys see that it almost as a no-brainer, it's a guaranteed knockout.
To be honest, even in 10 ounces, 2 ounces isn't going to change much in terms of Conor's power. It's still going to be there. His power is there with 16-ounce gloves, so it's definitely going to be there with 10 and 8. But of course, every little helps. So why not? If they allow for 8 ounces, we'll take it, no problem.
And finally, speaking as a friend and as a training partner, Conor's never been one that's lacking motivation. You just saw him walk by. He's got his young son with him. What could you speak to the motivation of having the son and what that means to him and how that's driving him forward as a fighter and as a father?
Yeah, I feel, that's always been kind of the position of at least where I come from, and I'm sure where Conor comes from, that men are the providers. That's the way every man wants to feel, as a provider. And when for Conor to actually have his kid there and actually look at him now, that feeling is stronger than ever. You have to provide for this little baby that is dependent on you. What more do you need? What kind of motivation else do you need? That is the biggest motivation I feel a parent can have. So he's going to be one hell of a motivated individual. If he was already motivated as fuck before, now that's a new level of motivation. You wouldn't want to be in there with him.